Good morning. Good morning, guys. I'm Ryan alongside Drew here. Michigan Storm Chasers here. Morning update and also some lake effect snow chasing for you guys this morning. We have a couple of chasers who will be out and about. So let's go ahead and pop open the chat here. We got Drew with us. He is in the greater Grand Rapids area, monitoring the conditions. And the camera you see full screen is from Kalamazoo. Currently seeing blue sky there, but if you notice off on the horizon, that lake effect snow is moving back in. So what's up, Jazz? See you. Good to see you here in chat this morning. So let's go ahead and take you through today's expectations with the forecast, just in case you guys want to know. Starting with the current radar, we have lake effect snow pretty much confined to the west side of 131 today. So we have much of the western part of Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, all the way down toward Benton Harbor getting lake effect snow with some scattered snow showers making it further east here toward that Kalamazoo, toward that Lansing area. Definitely a possibility there. And like we just looked at with the Kalamazoo cam, it's not really snowing there currently, but it is snowing about a few miles north of that camera. Going over to the east side, we did have a really cool, we call them a fire hose effect, of lake effect snow bands that stretched all the way from London, Ontario to Lake Michigan, about 250 miles last night. Well, we do have some remnants of the lake effect snow in eastern Michigan. So from Lansing right along I-96 here, all the way over toward Rochester Hills. This is some snow that has continued to slick up some roadways. We have seen numerous accidents even on the east side this morning. I'll go ahead and show you guys the drive map here in a second. But just keep that in mind if you're out and about, especially from the Holt to Lansing over here toward Rochester Hills, any place in between in that white circle, you may have some slick roadways. Going to the north here, lake effect snow continues, very confined to Petoskey, Traverse City, Glen Arbor areas, Boyne City, Charlevoix, very confined to that Lake Michigan area. And then with the UP, we should be winding down up there today. Not really much going on radar here. Maybe some just light snow showers up there for you guys in terms of today. So overall conditions expected for today. Let's go ahead and dive in. So our typical model software is currently down. So we're going to revert back to our good old trusty COD site, which may look familiar to some of you guys. But in terms of expected snowfall for today, go ahead and take my screen, not Drew. Here we go. I'm going to take this full screen here. This is the expected snowfall between now and we're going to go run it through midnight tonight. So we're going to see accumulations here will be quite light in nature along West Michigan. That is through midnight tonight. And we're only seeing 2 to 4 inches or so across the area, maybe isolated higher up there, very far up by the Mackinac Bridge. We see a couple of these brighter purple swaths that could be closer to 5, 6, 7 inches up there. But for the most part, along West Michigan, going to be just getting a 1 or 2, maybe 3, 4 at best, additional inches of snow. And also notice in further inland here, just a trace of snow from, Flint up toward the Tri-Cities, toward West Branch areas. So that's through midnight tonight. So overall expectations should be winding down. I think we hit that pretty good last night on our forecast discussion overall in terms of the impacts being centered around the morning time frame. And it'll get better as we get through the day today. In terms of temperatures, though, man, the wind chills out there are at their worst currently. I don't have a wind chill map, unfortunately, with this software. I could probably pull it up here. Let's see if I can't pull up the RTMA real quick. So RTMA is something we use called real-time analysis. See if this actually works. Go Michigan, let's go apparent temperature. Perfect. There's your current wind chills across the state. Go ahead and take this full screen for you guys again. So zooming in here, all the way down from Detroit Metro, we're about -10 in Detroit Metro. Lansing, -10. Grand Rapids, -8 currently. Down here closer to the border of Indiana, -20 degrees. Up here in the Gaylord area, -20. But the real cold is over here in the western UP, anywhere from -30 to -40 below for our wind chills. That is current, and that will continue throughout today into the day tomorrow before we warm back up for our Thursday. Thursday looks a little bit better in terms of our wind chills. By the time the weekend rolls around, we are back to a much, much pleasanter pattern with highs in the upper 20s and low 30s. Currently, across the state, road conditions are not great. We have Drew out here on the roads giving us updates. We also have the drive map. This is a great tool. It's a public tool. It's not just for us. You guys can hop on here too. Just type in the M.Drive map. You'll find this map. So looking at how the conditions are across the state, we're seeing the speeds in the color coded here. So green looks like it's good, yellow is kind of slower, red is like, hey, it's not great out there. So we have a large portion here from basically Flint, Lansing. 96 is shut down east of Lansing. I believe it's the westbound lanes. But also notice up here on the West Michigan from Muskegon down here toward Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo, especially down here on 94. All these areas here are not too good, with multiple accidents being reported, a lot of lane closures, a lot of road closures, but overall conditions are just not great out there right now in the areas. Checking out a few of the cameras here as best we possibly can. I unfortunately can't make these full screen, but I can zoom in on these. We're seeing lake effect snow continuing to drop visibility in spots, and conditions right now are currently a little bit too cold for the salt to work. So roads are going to be just plowable, but not really going to be treatable until we get into that Thursday time frame. There's a good image there on I-94 and M140. Kind of gives a good picture there of the conditions. And also checking out a few of these areas, see if we can pick out a few accidents here. I don't think we can though. There's a new crash that just came in a few minutes ago, looks like, here on 131. Oh, check that out. Semi in the ditch. Looks like perhaps a jackknife or something going on there, but that's 131 just north of 94 there in the Kalamazoo area. Again, not surprising with that at all, but just goes to show you that these roads are still very slick out there. So do take it easy if you are out and about on the roads. With that being said, if you guys got questions, feel free to drop them in chat. I'll happily answer those. Otherwise, I'm going to switch this over to our Kalamazoo cam and also double box that with Drew like we did last night. And we're going to go ahead and watch some live lake effect snow chasing. Again, Drew is in the Grand Rapids area, the west side of Grand Rapids to be exact. So he'll be out and about today. We may have Ben as well joining us in a few minutes here from the Calhoun County area, but we're not too sure just yet on that. But we'll be here throughout the morning, keeping an eye on things and also posting updates to the page. Drew will be out for a little while. We'll be live for a little while. So if you guys want to kick back and enjoy some live chasing, you are more than welcome to. So to the chat, got Jas, Ruby, Brent, G. Ferrero, Danielle. We got Will, Kelly, John, Missy. What's up, guys? Some questions rolling in here. Will the roads still be bad tonight? So, Kelly, great question. It depends on where you're at. So, number one, if you have a layer of ice, it's going to be slick all day today. But as conditions improve with our snow, plows should get out there and get a lot of the snow off the roads. So, conditions theoretically should improve across much of the state today. But because salt's not going to be effective, it's going to be pretty slick regardless. So I'd still take it easy, although conditions will improve in terms of the snow throughout the day. And that's pretty much statewide. John, that is a great question. He asks, I heard something about an Alberta Clipper coming in Wednesday night for mid-Michigan area. So that is true. So the overall Clipper is an Alberta Clipper. It forms in Alberta, Canada. It moves through. These systems like to dump an inch or two, sometimes 3 or 4 of good fresh snow. This system looks fairly weak, but what it will do is it will likely kick up our lake effect snow once again, especially for western lower Michigan. We could add a couple more inches, 3 to 5 more inches of snow to our current totals expected through Thursday. So we'll have a forecast out for that later today. So we'll have Joel be working on that behind the scenes throughout the morning here. But yes, there is some snow incoming for your late Wednesday, early Thursday, but much of it will be lake effect snow. So for areas further east, it'll be probably pretty much minimal in terms of impacts. Do we think all these schools will close again tomorrow if it's too cold for salt to work on these roads? I would assume that some schools will close tomorrow, Missy. The wind chills will be just a tad bit better, or should be a little bit better tomorrow morning than they are this morning. But again, it's kind of flirting still with -15, -20, right around that criteria for school closing. So it could go either way. I would expect there to be closings both for road conditions and also for the wind chills. I don't think they're going to be as widespread as today if I had to guess, but I would still expect several to be possible. Driving 131 around Grand Rapids this evening, risky or not too bad? So I'm going to say risky, Lisa. That's just because the roads will likely be snow covered and slick still, although the conditions will be improving. So we shouldn't be looking at whiteout conditions or blowing snow, stuff like that. But still, excuse me, still would expect there to be some amount of snow on the roadways and also some slick spots. So I'd take it easy. Regardless, no matter if you're on 131, 94, 96, just all the major highways, take it easy out there today. Doing good, Cameron. Doing good. Yeah, salt will become much more effective Thursday as temperatures rise closer to freezing, which is 32 degrees. But for the next 24 to 36 hours, it's going to be kind of hard for salt to be effective on our roads. In Benton Harbor, it is a whiteout. Thank you for that, Tylen. Checking out the Kalamazoo cam too. It's like sunny and clear, but just to the north here, this camera's facing north. Lake effect band is literally right there on the horizon. So that just goes to show you that a couple miles makes all the difference there. What can Flint expect for Wednesday to Thursday? Justin asks. So overall, I would expect there to be some light snow chances. Again, my model site currently, I was going to show you guys the future radar here, which I guess we still can. Is it back up? It might be back up. Give me a second here. Just see if I can pull this in real quick for you. Yeah, here we go. It works now. Cool. I'll go ahead and switch my screen over to the model site and show you guys what the clipper system is going to move through here. I'm going to take this full screen for you. There we go. So this is your overall snowfall. I'm going to go ahead and take a zoomed out look to the Ohio Valley so you can actually see a little bit around us as well. I like that look a little bit better. There we go. So overall, Michigan is up here. We're going to watch this through the day. Lake effect snow continues. It will linger off or will taper off tonight. And then attention turns to a little bit of a clipper system that's going to kick up some snow. This is Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. We're getting some light snow across a lot of western Michigan as well as central and eastern UP. That will slowly move into the state here, but most of it will be lake effect in nature. But we do have some snow showers over here on the east side too. So I would expect there to be very light snow showers for Flint overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. It may make Thursday morning a little slick out there, but I don't really think it's going to be too big of a concern with accumulation. But again, even an inch or two can slick up roadways and cause some issues. So centered around Thursday morning, I would say your impacts probably an inch or two of snow. We'll have a full forecast out for you a little bit later on today. And I hope that answers your question. What's driving look like tomorrow from Detroit to Grand Rapids? Would expect conditions to be much of the same today. Snow-covered roads, although should be gradually improving. But just because salt's not really effective, it's going to be slick until we get to that Thursday time frame. But in terms of like active conditions, much improved after today. No snow, no blowing, stuff like that. Stuck in northern Michigan wanting to make the trek back, wondering if it's best to wait until tomorrow. I mean, honestly, depending on where you're at in northern Michigan, it's going to slow down today for basically all the areas except for southwest lower. So either way, today or tomorrow, it's going to be snow covered regardless, but conditions will be much improved tomorrow early. But again, with that system moving through in the afternoon, your time frame to do that would be centered around the morning tomorrow to get further south. So I would suggest traveling tomorrow morning if you're going to wait. But overall, I think conditions will be slick with snow on the roads because salt isn't effective at treating. But I think conditions will be a little bit better again tomorrow for much of the state. I hope you're joking, Keith. Keith says it was good when I was on the motorcycle this morning in Bay County. I hope you're joking, but again, I don't think Bay County's getting snow. So if you're on your motorcycle in 20 below wind chills, that's insane. With today's temperatures, what is the danger skin exposure time limit? So right around 15 minutes or so, I'd say would be a good guess there. Don't want to be outside with exposed skin longer than that. Also, tonight, there is something called a planetary alignment, which will take place. I'll go ahead and pull the graphic up here as well. For those of you who like the sky watching, aurora, planet, moon stuff, I will go ahead and pull this up here for you. But we have 6 planets that's going to be aligning tonight, as well as next couple of nights into the future here as well. It's going to be lasting for actually a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and pop this in for you guys real quick, just to kind of communicate this. So we're going to have Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, and Mars all aligned in the southern sky. It's best to view it right after sunset. You're going to see 4 of these with the naked eye. You're not going to see, I believe it's Neptune and Uranus, I believe. You're not going to see those 2 with the naked eye, but you're going to see Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus with the naked eye. So pretty cool. And it does align properly tonight. It'll continue through the next couple of weeks. And we have a 7 planet alignment coming in February. So just want to communicate that real quick. The post just went up on the page. Some of you guys may have saw it last night as well, but I wanted to just pop on there, communicate that to you guys as well. Flip on back to the radar. There we go.
Seem to be hitting a heavier band of lake effect snow, Ryan. Right now I'm just west of Hudsonville on Port Sheldon Street, and visibility is probably down to a quarter of a mile. Yeah, very, very icy roads out there. We got snow-packed roads here and a layer of ice that's underneath that. And anytime I have a car that drives by, it picks up all that snow, and it basically makes visibility down to 0. And you can see right now I'm in an open field to the left of me, and you can see just how white everything is. So very treacherous conditions out here whenever you travel in a lake effect band out here.
Yeah, definitely. These localized bands here of these lake effect snow can cause low visibility. But again, looking at like around the area here, if we were to go back to the Kalamazoo cam, now Drew is up in Ottawa County currently, so it's not a fair comparison, but it does go to show you here that these conditions can vary greatly, no matter if you are in or out of these bands. If you take a comparison here, Kalamazoo is sunny, but if you look to the north there where Drew's at, lake effect snow continues. So in and out of these bands, completely different stories here. And it can hit you pretty quick, especially if you're driving, 50 mile an hour on the highways. You go into a band, it's going to drop your visibility very quickly. So does what happen often, Fordo? Lake effect snow? Lucas says it's clear in North Kalamazoo for now. Roads aren't terrible. And yeah, that goes back to the camera here on the left side of your screen. That's Kalamazoo for you, from the Department of Public Safety there. Roads are snow covered there through downtown Kazoo, but it is sunny. So you're just missing off lake effect snow to your north currently. But I would definitely expect it to pick back up here throughout the day at times. I'm a semi driver, supposed to be driving back to Illinois today. Was the roads look like going that way? So actually, the drive map does have out of state conditions too. Go ahead and flip that back on your screen. So Grand Rapids to Chicago, I would suggest. Excuse me. Pop it on your screen here real quick. So road conditions right now from GR to Chicago, not great at all. 131 is overall clear on the south, or I can't say that now because all lanes are now closed on US 131 southbound. 196 looks probably like your best bet if you had to leave like right now. I'd say it's gonna be slick either way. It's gonna be pretty treacherous through that stretch. Once you get down here toward the Indiana border, though, it should become a lot easier to travel, and you should be good from there on to Chicago. But that first part of your drive from Grand Rapids down to the Indiana border is going to be your worst, with accidents being reported, and also just overall conditions not great. Although this looks like it's cleared off at 196 there, but that's your conditions there. This is a really good tool to use if you don't have it already. The MDOT Drive Map kind of gives you real time analysis on the conditions with cameras and also with accidents popping up here, like just when it popped up here, 94 after the Lawrence exit, completely red there. Yeah, they
Another
really
thing
shut
I'll add,
down.
Ryan,
Go ahead.
these lanes too, side roads especially, it's really difficult to see where the lines are at because you have snow that's compacted down and you can't really, the plows can't really melt the snow, because of how cold it is. So there's times, especially when these lake effect snow bands really ramp up, it's really difficult to see which lane you're in. So that just kind of emphasizes or stresses the point of just kind of taking your time when you're on these roads, especially when these snow bands kind of hover over your area.
Daniel says driving back from Wayland to Hastings was pure ice around Gun Lake. Yeah, it's going to be a story across much of West Michigan, unfortunately, until we get to that Thursday time frame.
You can see the sun here.
Breaking news, a yellow orb has appeared in the sky.
I'd say I've been seeing the sun about half the time. Like the only time I'm not is obviously when I'm in a heavier snowfall band. But it's just kind of like your textbook lake effect, where you kind of just you're either in heavy lake effect or your skies are clear, just kind of like what Ryan was showing with the Kalamazoo cam. So I like to call it the more photogenic kind of lake effect. You get to see those nice bands, those low pressure bands, and then you get the high pressure where it's more calm and clear.
Jas has a question. Frequency of the planetary alignment like this. So, Jas, about 100 years or so for the 6. The full 8 is very rare. Patrick, I do know what you're talking about there, but I actually really don't know the science behind that. I've seen a lot of TikTok videos where people like try to freeze bottles, they tap it, it becomes frozen. I don't know the whole science behind it, but I do know that's a thing. I couldn't answer answer that honestly with knowledge on it, but it is pretty cool. Good morning, Megan. What time would be best to leave, Sergeant Johnson? I was going to say later you get, the better the conditions will become. But again, exception is we're not going to have melting snow. We're not going to have the salt being effective. Overall, snow conditions will improve as we get later into today. So if you can wait to the afternoon and evening, that'd be the best time to do it, honestly. But overall, it's not going to do you much good to wait just because conditions will probably be the same or just gradually improving through the day. So no drastic changes. It is an amazing tool, Megan. The drive map is at your guys' disposal. It's not just something that we use. It's available to everybody. I'll actually drop a link in the chat here for those of you who want to check it out who may not know what this is. This is basically a really good tool to check on the roads across Michigan for accidents, cameras, stuff like that. You can get a good idea of what's happening out there on the roads. So I dropped it in chat there on both Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to check it out. We're getting some more accidents popping in here in the Grand Rapids area. Let's see if I can't pull some info on these. Looks like they're all just slide offs currently. Oh, there's one on the eastbound part of 196, just north of downtown, just before Ionia Avenue. There's one on eastbound M11 at 28th Street. There's one on westbound 96 on the east side of Grand Rapids, just before you get to the what road is this? M8? Is that M8? M6. Sorry. It's a winter wonderland up to our north here. I'll go ahead and switch over here to that drive map. Got cameras up there closer to the Gaylord area. There is quite a few cameras up there showing just a winter wonderland. Not a speck of grass there. I'm kind of jealous sitting over here in Southeast Michigan, not getting a single time where the grass has been completely covered with snow. And looking at this is just kind of meh. Is the drive from GR to Holland bad? So I can't like for sure tell you that, but I can tell you that 196 is pretty much orange or red on the drive map with a few accidents reported. I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be treacherous across much of West Michigan today, including that Holland to GR.
I'm about to enter in a Chicago drive here shortly. I'm in a really heavy lake effect snow band, so I would say that drive would definitely be hazardous, either if you take the highway or Chicago Drive or Port Sheldon, really any main road out here in Ottawa County.
Thank you, Drew. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate that.
This is Chicago Drive for people that are wondering.
And it's one lane.
Yep, between Hudsonville and Zeeland.
Are roads better closer to GR or away from the lakeshore? The further away you get from the lakeshore, the better off you're going to be. With this event, the Lake Effect Snow event, the snow has been confined pretty much to the West Michigan lakeshore, but it does impact 131 and places a bit further east as well. But if you get it completely out of the GR Metro, and like for example, 69 south toward Indiana, that becomes a whole lot better. We have numerous crashes coming in now. 94 on the west side of 131. Let's go ahead and flip over here to that drive map, just to kind of give you guys some information here, because we are live. I don't want to ignore the current conditions, especially if you guys are watching from your cars or to be heading out here, but we have 1, 2, 3 accidents now coming in here on that 94 area. It looks like there's actually something in the ditch, perhaps right there. 94 and Main Street in the Kalamazoo area. It looks like there's something, a semi there. It looks like it slid off the road, perhaps. But overall, that says westbound 94, right lane, right shoulder is a crash. The right lane is blocked after exit 72. That's Van Buren County. We also have one further south here, eastbound. All lanes are now closed on 94 at the Hartford exit 46. That's eastbound 94. And then also on 131, there's a semi that is off the road here, or was. I'm not sure if it still is. And it looks like they got it cleared. So it looks like traffic is either flowing or is about to flow there as well. That's a good sign there at Parkview Avenue. But besides those 3 incidents, zooming out here, so on your screen here, the exclamation points you see are all accidents, and the cameras are just cameras that are looking at the roads. They're not really signifying anything besides, hey, there's a camera here. So turn the cameras off, for example, there's your accidents. Zooming way out here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I count correctly? 12, 13. That's quite a good number here on our main highways. So it's slick. It's very slick out there. No matter if you're in Detroit Metro, Lansing, Flint, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, it's going to be slick out there. The areas that are escaping most of this are down here further south. 94 from Ann Arbor over to that Battle Creek area looks to be okay for the most part. Areas south of there, like M50, US 12, 127, 69 south of 94 looks to be okay. 131 south of Portage looks to be okay as well. Looks like the areas here between Lansing and Grand Rapids are okay here on 96. And then further north here towards the Tri-City and Mount Pleasant areas, looks like it's smooth sailing for the most part. M46 up here, 127. Looks like it's pretty much smooth sailing. Tri-Cities, there is debris, it says, on northbound US 23. It doesn't say anything's closed or not. It just says right lane. So interesting. But overall, conditions are pretty bad out there. So do take it easy. How come M24 doesn't show up on the M Drive? I can't answer that, honestly. That's all Michigan's M Drive stuff. I don't know the answer to that. M24 doesn't show up in Lapeer County. Let's see if I can pull it up here. 69. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I assume it's just state-owned highways, but I mean, MDOT would be a state-owned. I don't know. I couldn't answer that. Eastbound at Hartford, it's after exit 46. Or at exit 46, it's shut down. And it looks like the accident is at exit 52. So it looks like a 5 or 6 mile stretch is currently shut down of 94 eastbound, if I'm reading this correctly. Snow day chance tomorrow for Ottawa County. So in terms of snow day, probably not. If they're going to close, it's going to be because of the wind chills, as they're going to be flirting again with criteria for closing, 15 to 20 below zero. So if you're going to close tomorrow, it's going to be more than likely because of temperatures, not because of snow. We got Will coming in for a membership. Thank you, Will, for supporting the channel, and welcome to the team. Appreciate your support. How far north on 131 are the roads bad? So if we go north of Grand Rapids here, it looks to get better past the Cedar Springs area, through Howard City, through Big Rapids, up toward Reed City. It looks green all the way up towards, we're going to say the Menton area before it starts getting a little bit dicey, according to the the map here. So north of GR, you should be a little bit better in terms of your conditions, but I would still expect some snow-covered roadways and spots just because salt is ineffective at melting stuff. So if you're just joining us, we're just kind of hanging out here. Drew's out in the Ottawa County area in the Lake Effect snow bands. We got the Kalamazoo cam on the left side of your screen. And
That
overall,
truck just almost went off the road right there. That pickup. That was close.
I
Right
keep
now-
missing these things.
Yeah. Right now we're in downtown Zealand right now.
Happened last night too with Drew. He was on here and something happened with the car in front of him. I'm staring at my phone at the page, keeping the page updated, and I missed both of these things. I have to go back and watch it again. Kayla, I feel that so much. Cries in Southeast Michigan. That is essentially what the year has been for us over here. Grass has not been covered. Just been depressing all winter. How is 96 from Lansing to Grand Rapids? Right now, A-OK. Although I do expect there to be some slick spots. There's no accidents or delays out there currently. So drive to the conditions on the roads. If it's icy, take it slow. If it's snow covered, take it slow. Otherwise, it looks good on my end with accidents or no delays reported. And the worst part about this whole pattern that we've been in, we saw it from the start of December, really, that January, especially the mid-January, is going to be really cold and really snowy. And we're in this pattern that's really cold and it's really, really snowy, but all the systems are missing us. We missed at least 2 or 3 so far to our south or east. So we're just getting unlucky with the overall positioning of these systems as they move through. I don't think we're done yet, or should I say, I think our chances will continue. But the later we get into the winter here, especially as we move toward February, the less and less hopeful I become. You know, lake effect's been ongoing across much of Michigan, but like we haven't had one big system, we call them synoptic snow systems, where we dump, widespread 8 to 12 inches across the entire state. Just haven't had those systems yet. It's all been lake effect up to this point. But I do have a post going out on the page a little bit later. So for a fun fact, Sault Ste. Marie, their average snowfall for the year is 120 inches, And as of last night, they had 117 so far this year. So they are basically at their average, and we're only in January with a lot more to get through. So, a fun fact there.
I'm gonna be looking at radar here shortly, Ryan. Just making a game plan here.
Okay. So while Drew does that, I'll go ahead and switch back over here to this layout. Radar currently across the area. We're focusing today, or currently right now at least, on the West Michigan area. If you're west of US 131, that's where the worst conditions are currently, from Muskegon to Holland to South Haven down toward Benton Harbor. That's the worst of it. We also have some up there further north in northern Michigan by Petoskey, pretty much centered over there. This should be wrapping up today up further north, but still no chasers up there. Limited, resources up there really in terms of cameras or information. So we can't really cover that as well as we can further south. So apologies for our guys up there. We're not ignoring you. It's just we don't really have much to cover besides, hey, it's snowing up here. Further to the east, though, we do have that snow we talked about at the start of the stream continuing to be ongoing across Detroit Metro, across 96 here, all the way from basically Lansing, Fowlerville, Williamston, Weberville areas, all the way toward the Macomb County area. That could and probably is slicking up roadways here from Grambling toward Macomb, all the way down here toward Weberville. Also, looks like we got some snow showers in Detroit Metro, Wayne County too. Yeah, just some scattered snow showers here. Canton, Livonia, Taylor. See if we can pull up some cameras there real quick. I'll switch back over here to the west side and toggle the camera way over here to the east side. Let's see. Can't pull something up here. The drive map is pretty terrible for the Detroit area. The cameras are all usually broken. Not all of them, but a lot more than the west side has. I don't really see much anything in terms of terrible conditions. Just some light snow showers, looks like. Drew is in Ottawa County currently. Is the wind supposed to pick up today? So winds should be pretty much consistent through the day. Gust up to 20 25 or so possibility. And my software is broken again. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Something weird going on with the model software. So give me a second here to pull this up. Here we go. Wind gust today. Pull this in. Zoom in here on Michigan. There we go. This is your wind gust map here. So right now, kind of in a lull. But then as we move toward noon, we should see much of the area, 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts across pretty much all of Michigan. This blue indicates 20 miles an hour, and then the gray is kind of like 15 or so, zooming way in there for the number's sake. That's your mile per hour wind gusts. But yeah, pretty much the same throughout the day. As we get toward tonight, it should let up just a bit. But I think, Wednesday's going to be gusty for sure. But as for today, pretty much stationary at 20 or so at most. It's still snowing in Holland. Yeah, Heather, it's going to be snowing pretty much all day today. It should taper off by the time we get closer to sunset. And I'd also expect it to ramp back up in the coming days as well, especially Wednesday night, Thursday. More lake effect snow, definitely a possibility for you. We'll forecast out here a bit later today. So as far as snow days go, the conditions will improve today in terms of falling snow, but road conditions are not going to improve by much, just because salt is ineffective. So that's just not going to be efficient at melting the snow. By the time Thursday rolls around, conditions will improve. If we're going to close again for school, it's probably going to be because of the cold temperatures again, with wind chills tomorrow morning around that -15, -20 range, just like this morning was. So we could have some closures for sure. I-75 East Holly Road, we are under that streamer for 3+ hours last evening from 6 to 9:30, picked up 2.3 inches of snow. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate that report. And yeah, that was a pretty cool lake effect band. It stretched from basically London, Ontario, all the way back to Lake Michigan, about 250 miles or so in length. And that did dump a few inches of snow for those who got under it. Very localized, but still pretty cool to see that little streamer band, we call them, just kind of fluctuate kind of back and forth from Michigan all the way over to Ontario. So how is 94 going west from 69? That's pretty much where it gets really bad, west of 69 there. Looks like it's shut down. Eastbound is shut down between the Hartford exit 52 and 46. Looks like it's shut down. There's an incident on westbound. Looks like the right lane is blocked due to a crash. So not good would be the answer to that. 96 Detroit to Lansing. 96 currently Detroit to Lansing. One accident to report westbound I-96 at the looks like it's just to the south of Fowlerville. And it looks like it's all lanes of westbound. In fact, that's a new one. All westbound lanes of I-96 at Grand Street, exit 129, is shut down due to a crash. That is just directly south of the town of Fowlerville. But overall conditions there do not look great. Yellow and red would be the speeds, so it's probably pretty slow going. I see a question here. about 96 to 69 in St. Clair Shores. So right now, I'm going to say they're okay for the most part. There's one accident on 696. But overall, I'm seeing 69 looking okay. 96, so not so hot. Drew's coming back on, looks like. 15, I think a 15 car pileup at 96 Orberville exit. Carol, I'm going to see if I can confirm that. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Just going to give a quick update here, guys. Right now I'm in Zeeland, Michigan, and we're going to work our way towards Holland State Park to potentially see some waterspout action today. And we'll just kind of see how the beach is too. I haven't visited the beach yet so far this winter, so we'll just kind of take a quick peek there. And yeah, I'll be giving road updates through the live stream here as we head our way towards Holland.
Go ahead and take. You can be on here with your camera, Drew.
Yes, I'll
Okay.
be on. Yeah, I'll be on here as we go to Holland State Park. We might lose service out there, but time will tell. And if we do, I'll be posting updates as per usual.
Okay. I'll leave you up here. I don't have to do things, but I'm going to do some things here on the page here. So if I'm a little quiet, apologies.
Okay, I'll just give updates when needed.
That's fine. Trying to confirm that report on 96 here. I don't see much of anything. Unfortunately the scanner pages for Lansing area are all private, shut down, so I can't access them, unfortunately. Looks like there is a report though of an MDOT plow versus a vehicle on southbound 69 Eaton County. That was a few minutes ago. Did I do the hot water thingy this morning? I did not. I woke up and I hopped right on the page, right on stream. So I have not had time to do much of anything this morning. It's going to be Livingston County. Yeah, it's Livingston County. Yeah, from Livingston County Dispatch, there quote, there is a major traffic incident on westbound 96 at the Scales. Westbound 96 is shut down at Fowlerville Road. Avoid the area, seek alternative routes. So that is all I have with that. I would not be shocked there if there was a multi-car accident, unfortunately. Julie, it should be boiling. True crime. Are you still here? Apologies for missing that. I was kind of distracted here with behind the scenes work. I can pull information close to you. I don't think Battle Creek actually has a site that measures the snow, but I can drop a link for you and kind of guide you if you're still here in chat. Let me know if you're in chat still. Nasty accident 131 South at Plainwell exit. Thank you, Robin, for that. Hendrick, thank you for gifted membership. Appreciate that. As far as Battle Creek goes, I don't have a snow total. I'm not sure if True Crime, you're still here or not. Oh, you are? Okay, cool. I don't have Battle Creek, unfortunately, but I'll go ahead and show you where you can find information. So if you Google, I'll share my screen real quick. This is for anybody who wants to look up their information too. If you Google NWS and then your local office, so being Battle Creek, that would be Grand Rapids. If you go to their direct site, which looks like something like this on your screen, there's going to be a option here for climate and past weather. You click that, it'll take you to this screen. It's called Now Data. You click on this tab here, Observed Weather, and then it gives you locations. So you can click on Battle Creek here, and then you can click on what kind of product you want. So the daily report is what you want. If you scroll down, it gives you all the information, precipitation, stuff like that. But unfortunately, they don't measure snow there. They measure snow over in Kalamazoo. So, for example, Kalamazoo will have snowfall from July 1st to current is at 29.1 inches for Kalamazoo. That's about as close as I can get you. So, good data stuff on the site here. If you want to check it out for yourself, they have a lot of locations as well. GR, Lansing, Muskegon. Not all these locations have the same data available. They only measure at certain sites, but the closest I can get you there is Kalamazoo at 29 inches. So yeah, so conditions through the day on the roads will likely remain the same, if not gradually improve. And the reason I say gradually is because we're not going to get to a point where you can melt all the snow off the roads. What you see on the roads is likely going to stick there for the next couple of days. But if you're in West Michigan or lake effect prone area, the snow should taper down as we get later in the day. So overall driving conditions should improve, but road conditions will roughly stay the same, if not just gradually improve. So it won't be a drastic difference. I have not peeked my head outside in the past 36 hours. And I don't plan to. The last time we had cold this long and this cold was 2019. So we're about 5 or 6 years since our last cold snap of this duration.
Just letting you guys know, these are main roads in between Zealand and Holland here, and we have a good solid inch of snow that's just packed down here. So any main roads where a lot of people drive on, we have scenes like this where you can't see the lanes, and it's kind of ironic. But the roads that are more over open fields where people less don't drive near as much, the wind actually kind of blows off the snow, so you can quote unquote see the roads a little bit better in more of those open roads out in the driving conditions. Whereas these roads and downtown Holland, Zealand, they're completely packed down, and you can't even see where the lanes are at.
Thank you, Hendrik, for the super chat. Asks, will schools still be closed in Jackson County? The answer to that, first and foremost, thank you for your donation. And the answer that I can give you, if it's going to close, it's going to be because of the wind chills. If you look at the wind chills tomorrow, go ahead and go back here to the model here. We're going to be looking at wind chills roughly around that same criteria to close. Go ahead and pop the screen open here. So I'm not sure what Jackson County's or your school district's criteria is. Most that I know of are -15 to -20. And tomorrow morning around 8 a.m., we zoom into Jackson County, we are solidly right around -20, which I would assume would prompt school closings, at least isolated to scattered. Now, I know some districts have -25 as criteria. So if that's Jackson, they may not close. But if their criteria is -15 to -20, there's a good shot they will close. I wouldn't expect them to close strictly for snow conditions, though, as Jackson's not expecting much of anything snow-wise. So hope that answers your question. We just lost the Kalamazoo camera, unfortunately, so we'll go ahead and take radar back. Actually, nope, it's back. Never mind, it loaded. Just now hopping on. My dad is in the hospital. We have family needing to travel to Ann Arbor. Are these conditions supposed to improve at all today? Where are you driving from? So over in Ann Arbor, conditions are pretty good overall in terms of road conditions. It's going to be cold either way, but conditions will improve as you get toward A2 Ann Arbor. But if you're driving from like West Michigan, it's going to be a little slick there to start. Red Dozer with a super chat. You know it's cold when a hydraulic line on your tractor freezes. Roads in Allegan County are a hot mess. Dang. Hope we get that fixed, though. Thank you, Red, as always, for your donation. And yeah, Allegan County, definitely in the heart of the lake effect snow. So not surprised to see their roads being a hot mess. Or is it a cold mess? Bill says all schools in Adrian closed until Thursday. Not surprising. Criteria, again, for most schools is right around -15 or -20 below. And we're going to be right at that criteria. So I think once you get schools that kind of decide, hey, we're going to close, others will follow suit. So, Alex, I'd say the expressways are kind of worse just because the amount of traffic matters. You could be the safest driver out there, but other people want to fly by you at 50, 60 mile an hour in these conditions. That's what gets you. So I would say that overall highways are just about worse or if not equal to the back roads. currently snowing in Pontiac. And yes, we covered that here. I'll go ahead and bring back the radar just for you guys on the east side. We got some lake effect snow bands that have kind of traversed all the way over to North Detroit metro area here, and specifically Pontiac. We're seeing, pretty good snow showers here too. Anywhere from Fowlerville over here to Waterford, Oxford, Macomb, Troy. Just really decent snow showers here, localized, but will slick roadways up pretty quickly for those being impacted. Yeah, David, how is that underground warming system working right now in Holland? For those of you who don't know, Holland has like underground pipes that actually heat sidewalks and the roads in downtown. So they don't ever really have to plow. But with these Arctic temperatures, I would have to assume they have to be out uh, working on at least shoveling and plowing. I'm curious now. I'm gonna go to Holland's live cams and see what the downtown district looks like. Yeah, it's having trouble keeping up. You can tell with the shot here. Go ahead and pull it in here real quick. This would be downtown Holland for you guys. Very pretty. But it looks like their system is kind of struggling with these Arctic temperatures, which isn't surprising.
Nearby downtown Holland, I just passed to the south of it, and we got the snow plow in front of us just snow spraying us right now.
It looks much, or makes it look much warmer than it actually is. Yeah, it does. Looking outside, you'd never guess that it's, especially in the live shot here, you would never guess it's negative 20 below for your wind chill. And people are out walking around. That's crazy to me. I could not imagine being out and about. But hey, to each their own. Just make sure you're bundling up. Much of the state currently is right around negative 15 or below for your wind chill. The current conditions, I can pull the map back in here if you guys want to see the real-time analysis. So just kind of going across the state, Detroit, negative 11, Ann Arbor, negative 12, Jackson, negative 15, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek areas, negative 18, Grand Rapids, negative 11. Let's go Traverse City, negative 20, UP, Marquette, negative 30, Ironwood, negative 37, Sault Ste. Marie, negative 15, Alpena, negative 13, Port Huron, negative 12, Lansing is negative 10. I mean, those are wind chills. Those aren't actual temperatures. Excuse me. You can see that plow is doing a lot of plowing there, but the roads behind it are still snow covered. That's what's going to happen throughout the day today. They can't drop salt because it's not going to do much of anything. So doing their best to keep up with these conditions, but unfortunately, there's not much they can do besides plow. I ain't going to solve all the issues.
And that kind of gives a reminder for people too. These snowplows are trying their best to clear up the roads, so try to give them their space. They're busy working, and usually, at least in my standards, I like to just give them as much space as possible because, yeah, they're busting their butts all day trying to get the snow taken care of, and you don't want to be that one person that cuts them off or gets in a dangerous situation.
Absolutely. Got a new accident popping up here on the drive map. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Flip this to full. 196 looks like it's eastbound. Double check that. Nope, westbound. Apologies. Westbound 196 at Byron Road. They got shut down there, diverting traffic off. So all lanes of westbound 196 at Byron Road are closed due to a crash. Right shoulder northbound 131 at Market Street in downtown GR also looks like it's running slow there for a crash. I don't have. Oh, there it is. There's your quote unquote crash. Probably a fender bender or a slide off. That just pop up. Or did I miss that one? That just popped up. Right shoulder here. Looks like that's shut down or running slow there. Yeah, yep. You can't park there, bud. No, it looks like just slide off there.
We had a snowmobile to our left briefly. He's gone now. You can see the cumulus structure. I don't know if you can see it on the top right, Ryan. I can't really move my camera here, but
Yeah, I don't really see much of anything.
shoot. I'm going to be at Holland State Park here very shortly, so I might be a little sketchy in the service here, so just want to give you a heads up on that.
Robin with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Robin, for your donation. Love what we do here, so appreciate your support. I'm glad you enjoy us. If you're new here following our winter coverage, we mainly, like our bread and butter, so to speak, is severe weather coverage. So if you're new here this winter, you can be seeing and expecting a lot more from us in terms of coverage of severe events. We are live for any and all severe and tornado warnings throughout the spring, summer, and fall seasons, beginning to end. So that's you. Oh, there he goes.
There he is.
Meow.
Yeah, that was the guy. He was right at the gas station. True Michiganders. Oh, we got another one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
True Michigander.
No, Joel's not out driving. He is working on some forecasts behind the scenes. So it's just me and Drew today here on stream. Got a nice little shot here. I'm assuming it's on Lake Michigan somewhere. I don't know the exact location of this. I'm sure somebody here in chat would know. But notice
Ryan,
the ice that's built up. What?
That's going to be right where I'm going.
Okay, so it's Holland State Park then.
Yep.
So that is okay. Cool. We're gonna have Drew here soon. Can you actually get in the shot of this camera by chance?
I probably could.
That would be kind of cool. But I just want to kind of point this out. This is the lakeshore here. Look at all the ice along the walkway there. That's finally building some ice, looks like, on the lake. So that's bad news for lake effect snow, but finally getting some ice coverage here in our lakes. Yeah, I am not from the west side, if you can't tell. I am from the east side. So um yeah. I should know where this is at, but I just really don't.
Looks like we're gonna follow the snowplow all the way to Holland State Park. But just in the snow cloud, if you want to call it, for the past like 3 miles.
So that must be the pier there. Cool. I think I got a bearing of where this is at now. Got a comment here, Drew. What is your drive speeds? What are the speeds out there on the road? Say slow, they pretty good. What are you seeing out there?
So that's a great question. I've been going about 25 or 30 just for safe measures. I haven't had any problems with that speed in terms of sliding or anything like that. So if any of you guys are planning to go out there and if you want to like guarantee not to like slip and slide, I'd say go 25, 30. There's been a lot of people around me that have been going about 40. I would say that's a little pushing it, especially if you're going to go downhill or uphill. You could easily lose traction. So I've been going about 25, 30 throughout this whole entire time. Visibility just rapidly dropped. I think we're finally hitting a snow band here. And then the snowplow in front of us is just making it like white out.
He's just doing his job.
You probably could see it, right, Ryan, on MDOT? Which one it is, maybe?
Oh, is it MDOT plow?
It might be.
Let me pop open the map here and see. Let's see if we can't figure this out real quick. So how close are you to the state park so I can just get a gauge where this is at?
Well, he's actually just turning into Holland State Park itself, or on 168th Avenue. So Holland State Park is right to my right. And that's like the state park, and then I'll be at the beach in about 2 miles, less than 2 miles.
Yeah, not on there, unfortunately.
We'll see if Holland State Park's even open. Usually they're pretty strict when it comes to allowing certain people on. I don't know if it's going to be quote unquote too hazardous. If it is, then we'll turn around. But we'll find out here shortly. We also really won't see any water spouts unless we get more breaks from the lake effect. If it's going to be all clouds, it's going to be pretty difficult. Oh, we got another 2 more snowmobiles going by.
Same ones, probably.
Yeah, most likely. And the fact that they're turning around makes me think that it could be closed. This is like a one-way shot to Holland State Park, so we'll
Gotcha.
find out.
For those of you who don't know, there is water spout potential today via the computer model put out by the International Research for Water Spout or something like that. I don't know the exact name. I keep butchering it. International Center for Water Spout Research is what it's called. And they have a computer model map that they put out that does show today has potential for water spouts on Lake Michigan. But with these bands of lake effect snow, you ain't going to see anything. And the left side of your screen here is looking over Lake Michigan currently, and that's the view with heavier snow bands. So you're not going to see them if you want to go out there to the beach and look for them. It ain't going to happen. Nope, no spammers here. You're going to be blocked. Sorry.
No, we're going to see whiteout conditions. It's going to be here. We are here. We're not going to go through that, actually. It's like a whole entire mound of snow here. I'm going to get stuck. Looks like we can get in, though. We're just going to have to be a little careful here. I'm going to get stuck. Surprised I have service here, so we'll see how much longer this lasts. Yeah, it's open.
Sweet.
We got like 3 vehicles here.
How common are the water spouts in the winter? Heather, that's a great question. And it all has to do with the water temperatures and the air temperatures. So when we have cooler air masses like this with a source of lift in the area, we get a good environment for water spouts when the lake waters are warm. Right now, we're getting close. I mean, we're in the heart of winter here, but the lake waters are still roughly about 30, high 30s, low 40s for their temperatures. So when you have these really Arctic air masses, definitely a possibility. Definitely not uncommon. They're more common in the fall, but usually by this time, waters have cooled to a point where we can't get that big difference of temperature with the water and air temperature. So overall, they're pretty common, especially in the fall. They're not uncommon in winter, but they're much more common in the fall time.
There's Big Red. I got on the stream, and then you have it pulled up on the on cam. It's a little blurry on mine end. But,
so theoretically speaking, we should be able to see you here in this camera somewhere.
well, the camera needs to move pan to the right because it's facing south, and I'm on the north side. Okay. So it needs to flip where it was before, and I'd have to walk like a half a mile in the blowing cold wind.
Don't do that.
I might get a few pictures here. I got all kinds of accessories if I want to briefly head out. And like I said, if you're going to see whiteout conditions anywhere, it's going to be here. You got a perfectly flat surface, and the strongest winds are going to be right along the lake shore. So,
looking at the, oh yeah, check that out.
it's not even snowing that hard. What are the chances we have one of these 4 people are watching the live stream?
I don't know, man. It seems like every time we go live and we have people around us, people know. Hey Drew, check your messages I sent you. While he does that, I'm going to take back the Holland cam. This is again camera courtesy of the city of Holland. Looking over the pier there at Holland and also Lake Michigan. Look at all that ice. And the camera just stopped. Interesting. So overall, take a peek at the radar here while I have a second. Oh, Drew is doing something here. So these bands look like they're kind of re-intensifying just a little bit here, all the way from Muskegon, all the way here through Grand Rapids, down toward Kalamazoo, over toward Benton Harbor. Drew, right now, and the camera that we had up is in Holland, which is right here, right in the heart of all this lake effect snow. There we go. Drew will be back here momentarily. He's going to do something for me, video-wise. and he's gonna get that over to me. But for right now, we're gonna take a peek back here at the Holland cam. I'm not sure if this is automatically like rotating or not, but it is panning around here. So let's leave the camera up to watch. Yeah, so that's a great question or a great comment there. It says you mentioned that last night about the UP is a radar blind spot. Was also told that the upper thumb Huron County is also in a blind spot, and that is absolutely correct. We have a lot of blind spots, so to speak, in Michigan. The UP is the worst. If I actually show you guys if what I'm talking about here, in terms of these blind spots. In fact, I'm going to pull up my radar here, different radar, should I say? So give me a second to switch this. But yeah, Huron County is another big one. There we go. So I'm going to pull up a radar here. It's called GR2. We use this a lot for severe weather. But the reason that I'm going to pull this up is because it actually gives us the radar beam height at locations. So, for example, here in Detroit, Detroit's radar is here where I'm circling this little red dot. That's the radar out of Detroit. And if you're close to the radar, so for example, let's go to Milford. At the very bottom of your screen there, I don't know if you can make it out, but it says 456 feet, bottom right of your screen. That's the radar beam height. But if I go all the way up here to Huron County toward Bad Axe, this beam height is now at 7,467 feet. Storms, the most important part of storms typically goes up to roughly about 15 to 20,000 feet. So when we can't see below 7,000 feet, that is a huge area we're not seeing on radar. So not only Huron County, but also like, for example, over here in Sanilac County, we're still several thousand, 6,000 feet. Over here toward Bay City and Tri-City, we're still, 6,000 feet. We have a lot of these radar, should I say, gaps here in Michigan. But the good news though is we're going to be getting some more radars here. We're not going to be able to access them, but NWS will, and they will definitely help them issue warnings better. For the UP, though, for reference, the only radar is Marquette. If I go from Marquette all the way over here to the end of their coverage area in Gogebic County, I am currently 13,000 feet off the ground. So if you ever wonder why we can't get lake effect snow on radar up there, that is why. That radar beam shoots up in the atmosphere because of the way the earth is curved. You're not seeing what's below, in this case, 13,000 feet. And that is the largest gap here in Michigan. Over here towards Sault Ste. Marie, this is roughly 20,000 feet off the ground for the radar. We do have other radars. For example, Gaylord has a radar that could be able to see a little bit better as well. They're about 9,000 feet, but really we utilize a radar that's not on this site. But there's one up here in Canada that we can use a little bit better for the eastern part of the UP. But it just goes to show you, we have a lot of radar gaps here in Michigan to deal with, and that does definitely impacts the way we can communicate severe weather and also lake effect snow and just snow in general to you guys. So great comment, and I always find it interesting. People, ask about that, and I always like to take the moment to kind of educate, because sometimes you just can't see what's happening, and that's why storm chasers and spotters and ground truth is so essential to the warning process. So hope I didn't bore you with that little side trail there. Okay, and Drew will be back on here with us momentarily. He's getting a video for me to post on the page, and then he'll be back on here joining us. Again, he's in the Holland area in this lake effect snow. The camera on not on your screen, actually. You're seeing radar currently, but I'll pop the Holland camera back on here as this pans around Lake Michigan at Holland State Park. Snow globe in Rochester about an hour ago. Yeah, that band of snow over there on the east side is still lingering, so not surprised by that. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the road conditions again. Haven't done that in a minute, so let's go ahead and pop this out. If I can. It's not letting me. How about F11? There we go. That works. Currently, pop the snowplows off. Accidents back on. Yeah, we still have multiple accidents out there. We have a new one here, 94 eastbound, just to the east of 96. Looks like slide off perhaps there. Looks like the right lane's open for passing. 94 at Main Street. Looks like people are traveling there smoothly, but I do believe 94 is still shut down here on the eastbound side. Check out the conditions there. That's pretty much a whiteout ongoing there. So conditions are still pretty bad across the area. This is still saying that eastbound 94 after exit 52 is closed. Let's go ahead and check on over here on 196. Not much going on there, but again, roads are snow covered and or icy. All lanes of northbound US 31 at 109th Avenue are closed. That was as of about an hour ago. It still shows up here on the map. Got two reports of accidents coming in here. One eastbound, one westbound on 196 here, just north of Byron Road. And they're still diverting traffic off from this location. So looks like all lanes. So basically all lanes, both east and westbound on 196 at Byron Road are closed. So I just avoid 196 there in the Zealand area. Grand Rapids, we have 3 in the downtown district area. Can't see much there. This says northbound ramp to US 131 is is it closed or right shoulder? So still passable. 131 at M11. That car that slid off looks like it's getting towed. That'll be cleared up here momentarily. Further north here, not really seeing much of anything there. Cleared crash. Okay, so that should be popping off the screen here. That's the west side. Over on the east side, we still have a report of a multi-car accident here near Fowlerville. That would be on the westbound 96. We have a crash southbound US 23 here near Brighton. And of course, east side is always like this, where the stream is just not available. So every time that happens, I just report the camera. Cleared crash there. It looks like we're all smooth sailing elsewhere. So that is your update on traffic. As far as road conditions, I'll go ahead and pop on the speed for you guys, let it load back in there. And yeah, you can definitely tell multiple areas here of yellow and red slow conditions, pretty much the entire west side of Michigan in slow conditions there. So yeah, thanks for coming along with me on the traffic journey there. Looks like it's lightly snowing there in Holland. Back to downtown here. If you're just joining us, we're just kind of going through radar. We have Drew out there in the field for us. He's currently at Holland State Park area. And we're rocking and rolling with some cameras here in Holland and also the Kalamazoo camera as well. And looks like all the cameras currently have decided to go down on us. Oh, there we go. Got Kalamazoo back up. So Drew will be back on here momentarily with us. But we're going to pop out of here probably pretty soon, closer to noon or so. Wanted to go live this morning and keep you guys updated on the current conditions out there. If you guys got questions, feel free to pop them in chat here. I'm at your disposal for the next couple of minutes. Jane asks, what do you think chances of school closings again? So it's not going to close because of snow, more than likely. It's going to close because of wind chill temperatures. Tomorrow morning, roughly again, -15, -20, sometimes -25 in spots. I would suggest, or I would assume, we're going to have isolated to scattered school closings across the state again. Hello from Traverse City. What's a frostquake? Never heard of that before. So, welcome to the stream. So, frostquakes, as easy as I can put it, essentially are think of water deep down the ground that will freeze rapidly. As that water freezes, it also expands. It puts pressure on the soil around it. As it puts pressure, it starts cracking, and that's what causes the popping. And it can cause shaking like earthquakes in localized areas. It can also crack the ground open. That's essentially what a frostquake is. It's pretty harmless in nature. It's pretty scary. It'll scare you. But overall, in terms of like dangerous stuff, no, it's nothing like an earthquake, but it can be compared to like a mini earthquake, so to speak. But there's really no danger from it. Yeah, most schools have criteria set around -15, -20 below wind chills. I know some that do have -25, but still, we're going to kind of flirt with that. So I think it's a good idea, honestly, to close schools, especially for tomorrow. But by Thursday, we should be back up and rolling here as wind chills and also temperatures improve. We got Drew popping back on with us. We're going to be live here for a few more minutes. We're going to pop out of here fairly soon, but Drew's back in here with us. What's up, Drew?
What's up? Currently just went outside. It's very cold out, so I'm
Oops.
glad I brought this face mask along. So I'm gonna be doing a time lapse here shortly of an incoming lake effect band that's coming in right by Holland. You can see it on radar. Could show you guys a live view too here quick before I hop off again, but that
Nice.
is to our west. Very dark clouds. Sun just got behind the clouds here. And yeah, we have perfectly calm conditions, and when that band comes over us, it's gonna be basically pure whiteout conditions. So I'm gonna get a quick time lapse of that, and yeah, like Ryan mentioned, he'll end the live feed here soon, and I'll be posting updates throughout today as per usual. So just take your time if anyone's planning to head out on the roads, and yeah, stay safe and stay warm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Drew has to do the time lapse with his phone, so he's not going to be able to do it live with us here. But we will post on the page here. He'll send us his content. We'll get it uploaded here. So do expect to see some videos coming in later on this afternoon from that Holland area. We'll keep you guys updated as far as that is concerned. But overall, we're going to end the stream here. For you guys, the conditions will improve snow-wise throughout the later half of the day, but currently across the west part of Michigan, lake effect snow will continue for several more hours here. Wrapping it up here, we do have a couple more crashes that have started to come in here. 94 near Sprinkle Road looks like is center lane, right lane shut down at Portage Road, exit 75. 2 lanes, right 2 lanes are blocked due to a crash. That's the only new one I see that just popped in here. Actually, nope, another one here. US 127 northbound, just south of Lansing, left shoulder is blocked due to a crash. So overall conditions are pretty bad out there. And also with the brutal cold temperatures, just bundle up if you're heading outside. That's all I can really tell you with this. So with that being said, I'm going to pop out of here. Shout out to our moderation team and also Drew for popping in here, making our streams run smooth and entertaining. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Stay tuned to the page for updates and also videos from that hopefully interesting lake effect banning is going to impact Drew here momentarily. I'll be back here later tonight, so I'll see you guys then. Like I said, take it easy, stay safe, and stay warm out there.